like to call a Township of North Huntington Board of Commissioners regular meeting for Wednesday, December 16th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Roll call, Manager Silka.
Commissioner Stump.
Here.
Commissioner Atwood. Commissioner Atwood.
Jason?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Okay. Commissioner Atwood, you just say present?
Yes, present.
Okay. Commissioner Blasco.
Present.
Commissioner Zona.
Here.
Commissioner Bevan. Commissioner Goss.
Here.
Commissioner Hagus.
Here, could everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If any... Thank you. If any residents would like to speak tonight, you can please sign the book at the podium. Thank you. We have one resident to sign up to speak tonight. Angela, if you want to come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, please.
Angela Mosquito, 105 Ward Drive, North Huntington. So I was here last month and at the last meeting on the 18th regarding those flooding issues that we had in 2019 at the result of a neighboring business's lack and care and willingness to follow township ordinances. When I was here last month, I really wasn't given any answers on the spot, but was told I would get an update once a memo went out so the situation could be recalled. I did receive a letter from Mr. Silka dated December 4th, and I'm here to just highlight some information in that letter. So just a quick recap. In late 2019 and 20, I was told in a letter that someone would look into those issues and what was done, and I'd be updated. It was almost a year later that I received an update, and only because I came here and spoke publicly at the meeting. If I wouldn't have shown up last month, no one would have ever thought to call me or write me a letter and say, hey, yeah, you were right. He did do some projects, and the water was a contribution to your flooding, and it was diverted into your property. So it took me coming here again to receive an answer. This letter states that the township didn't authorize the work. I knew this, and we knew this, and this is why it is an issue. It makes it more of an issue because on Tuesday, July 10th of 2019, Richard Alberts was in my front yard and specifically told me that he was aware of some big work going on. My question, if Rich was here tonight, would be to ask him as the Director of Public Works, why wouldn't he have himself or his crew go and check on what was being done to make sure it was legal and permitted? His position allows him to walk onto a business's property and ask these related questions. Him and his crew failed to do that, and as a representation of the township then failed us as residents. It's my understanding that this owner was given a notice and had 60 days to comply. I would like to know when this notice was sent, and it should have been sent a year ago. I hope it did not take me coming here last month for it to be looked at and checked into and sent. Are the damages that we suffered part of his remediation and correction? I feel that they should be because we never had an issue before his projects took place. The third paragraph of the letter that I received states it was the opinion of the township engineer that wasn't entirely his fault, the reason we flooded. But instead of an opinion, I have facts in the form of this never happening before, and also photo and video of where the surge in water flow is coming from. The township, again, yes, did make improvements, and that was great, but it's not in direct relation as to where our water is coming from. And the fact that there were crews that were rushed to my home within a few weeks to weeks and days after we flooded shows that the township feels somewhat obligated to try to correct these issues because everyone was aware that there was someone who purposely or not so purposely fell through the cracks. I do understand that this business has been employed by the township, so I get it. I could go into detail about the CCTV report. The letters that I received do not state correctly what the report showed, but that's another discussion for another day. As for the statement saying there have been zero mitigation efforts on my end, I can correct you by stating that the small ditch on our property was made larger to accommodate his water flow. Also, we've had our drains cleared to prevent this issue, and we've had to install risers in our garage to prevent losing more items the next time it rains. In your last sentence, assuming that your letter provided clarification that I desire is false. A recap of my prior conversations and letters isn't clarification. An entirely true list of work performed following a CCTV report is not clarification. And vague information of notices sent also did not provide any clarification.
Thank you. I believe we had another resident come in. You're interested in speaking tonight? All right. I believe we did have one resident that was requested to speak via phone. Manager Silka, if you wouldn't mind taking care of that.
Yes, it'll be Brian Carlton from 2821 Guffey Road. I will call him.
And then we'll respond to citizens' input after all the citizens have a chance to speak. Yeah.
Hello?
Mr. Carlton,
Yes.
Jeff Silka from North Huntington Township. You're on the public comment now.
Thank you.
If you could just state your name and address for the record before you start.
My name is Brian Carlton. I serve as the president of North School Board of Directors. Do you need my address?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes.
Jeff Silka from North Huntington Township. You're on the.
Hold on one second. Let me.
Can you turn your video feed down?
I got it.
Thank you.
My address is 2821 Guffey Road, North Huntington, PA 15642.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you. I would like to first thank Mr. Silka for responding to my email and sharing with me the procedure in which I could provide public comment at this evening's meeting. I watched the last Board of Commissioners meeting from December 10th, and the following discussions and comments were made. I apologize in advance if I am taking anything out of context or misheard anyone. It was questioned whether or not the commissioners have any authority over the Norton School Board regarding taxation. Past boards put the commissioners in the position that they are in. Is there a way that commissioners can talk to the school board? The commissioners know more about the finances, perhaps better than the school board. I am not sure if that meant better than the finances of the school board or the township. The township offers way more services than a school board or school district, and there is a lot of misinformation out there. I completely agree that there's a lot of misinformation out there in our community. However, in my opinion, rather than talking about the school board publicly and on social media, it would be more productive for the commissioners to reach out to the school board in order to discuss common concerns, share ideas, and partner with one another in order to better serve our community. Therefore, I would like to invite the commissioners to meet with the Norton School Board of Directors sometime after the holiday for an informal meet and discuss meeting. If the commissioners are interested in doing so, please contact our board secretary, Ms. Denise Haberman, at 724-861-3039 or via her email, which can be found on the district website. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks. I believe we didn't have any other citizens requested public input by either email or phone, Jeff?
No, we did not.
All right. Let the record reflect that will close citizens input. If we can, Jeff, can we start with Angela and her flooding issue problem? I know she did come last meeting, and I guess there was some follow-up, but can you maybe go into a little bit about the situation, maybe why there wasn't a little bit quicker follow-up on her issues?
Sure. What I did is I did research after, because it was off of my of my radar, I will say that. It was within our engineering department. I researched where we were. We had some issues gaining access to the property. We were doing research. So yes, we did submit the violation was after you did address us. I mean, that was something that did fall through the cracks. However, in sharing the letter, which I did share the letter with all the Board of Commissioners, there was, it was parsed together. Some of the information was not brought out publicly, But it's, the rain events that the flooding occurred were not normal rain events. Nothing could have controlled the flooding, and the engineer's opinion was that there was minimal contribution to the flooding because of that inlet pipe. The topography of the land comes down to your property, unfortunately, and that where it contributed, it wasn't a major contributor other than coming from the runoff from 30 and through the drainage ditch that is there. We did do work downstream of your property to help drain that. That was done immediately because we saw there was an issue, but that had nothing to do with the water coming down. It wasn't our fix to do that remediation. You were given some suggestions to build your berm up around the garage to protect the water, and that was what was alluded to that was not done through the letters. So we did do downstream repairs, which we to help it once it comes off your property to get it back down into the system. You were given some suggestions, and we do have the property owner. We're working with the property owner to resolve that issue, which actually may be taking out the culvert. He just said, well, that's probably the easiest thing to do, as opposed, in the Rich Albert not enforcing, stormwater. That's not his job. The Public Works Director has no enforcement authority on stormwater or development. So if he said that, that's fine. And why he didn't share that upstream, I don't know. Or if he did with our past engineer and our current, that's something that I can't answer. But we are aware of the problem. The problem is being resolved. And, unfortunately, those rain events, we had people flood that, never flooded in the 40, 50 years they lived in the township. So that's, what I can update you if you have any specific questions.
Okay, just I guess for the record, Jeff, the major part of this runoff water was not from a municipality pipe or property, correct?
No, none of it was.
Okay, and so that was on a private property, and what I kind of got through with a little bit of this is that pipe was installed without any type of permitting?
Correct. There was one pipe on Carl's Sign's pipe that was installed, and there was work done on the parking lot.
Okay, so we are following up with that property owner of fixing either the pipe or following up why he did not file for a permit to
Yes,
install?
what we're having him do is file for a stormwater management plan.
Okay. I don't have anything else on that matter other than I'm sorry that we didn't do a better job. I hope that moving forward we can try to keep you better address the issues and where we stand at with that property owner, and hopefully we'll get the issue resolved for you.
Okay, I mean, it's just, we have had substantial rain.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you want to talk again, if you don't come up to the podium, or if you just wanted to
Okay.
say one
Yeah,
thing,
so
yeah.
you have to face the camera.
Yeah.
So we have had rain instances before, but when someone is taking out that much of vegetation that soaks up a ton of water, and I can watch it flow from my backyard because now everything is cleared out, and I see the surge of water, I'm sorry, you're not there seeing it. It is a fact as to where that water is coming from. You cannot divert water onto another person's property. It's not allowed. And as far as the berm goes, if you want to see my property survey, that part of the yard is not my property. It's not. We maintain it because our yard would look like an Amazon rainforest if we didn't, but it's not my property. So just so the township tells me that they can't do work on private property and someone else's, I can't do it either. So that berm is not going to be built by me. I'm not going to do it on someone else's property. It's not mine. Our flooding issues are a direct result of the negligence of a business owner in the township that went under the radar, purposely or not purposely. And it's a shame that I had to go through this, and I've worked tirelessly for a year and a half. And I'm just over it. And it's very sad.
All right, I'm sorry you had to go through that, and kind of allude to a little bit on that. You were 100% correct. We can't go on private property and do any work. The solicitor would probably say too, as far as them installing a pipe work without a permit, yeah, we could try to remedy that issue. But as far as if they are still discharging water onto your property, causing new property damage, that would be more of a civil matter that we wouldn't get involved into. That would be with you against that property owner that you could maybe take a civil suit up against.
Mr. Higgins is correct. That's basically a private property dispute between two neighbors, and that's a civil matter that has to be taken up privately. It doesn't really involve the township, unfortunately. and I understand what you're going through.
Well, I hope his stormwater ordinance plan works.
Like I said, I appreciate you coming up. I apologize it hasn't been resolved sooner, but hopefully we'll keep you better informed what's going on moving forward.
If I may?
Yep, go ahead.
Angela, you remember me?
I do.
Yeah, I came to your house to meet with your husband the day after you were up here last month.
Yeah.
And your husband and I, we actually, the three of us spoke for quite a while.
Yep.
And then your husband jumped into my Jeep and we went up and toured and did a walk property. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and the way that his stones are right now, they
Yeah.
were not like that. I have photos from when the flooding happened because I personally went up there myself, and those rocks were not like that. And I get it, and I appreciate you coming to our property and talking to us, but for us to just, like you said, wait for the rain to see what happens, I'm not going to do that. Because if something was wrong with your property, you wouldn't wait for it to happen again before you
say
fixed
that?
it.
Did
Yeah,
I
you
did
said
say that to you.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you just said I would just wait to see what happens with the next rain. I'm not going to do that. That's
Well, it's just, if I may, it's not just any next rain. That rain that came through back in July, and that's prior to my taking office. I took office in January of this year. So I came out and wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
the
and
day
we
after the
appreciated it.
meeting.
Yep.
So, and I walked your property with you and your husband, and I spent quite a bit more time with your husband. And what was my point with this? Son of a gun, man, I lost track. Okay, so the rain. That rain that we had last year, that was one that occurred, I think, once every 50 to 100 years. And when I said, and let me correct, or let me clarify, so if I said, let's wait till the next rain, it would have to be another great storm in order for that to happen. How long have you guys lived there?
8 years, 9 years.
In the last 9 years, how many times is that flooding that you showed me on the video, how many times in the last 9 years has that occurred?
The flooding has actually never happened because he did not do those projects until the summer. But we did actually have a substantial rain event in the summer of, it was actually July 4th of 2012, was
Okay.
absolutely crazy. Our street looked like a stream, and
Yeah.
we had not a drop of water. So it just, I'm not an idiot, you know?
No, please understand, I'm not implying
I
that you are.
understand, but
I would love to come down and spend time with you and your
I get it,
husband.
and I
spent,
appreciate
think,
it. I
90
just,
minutes with you
the
guys.
runaround is just whatever. So if I have to take it up with him personally, then let it be known on record that that's what I'm going to do. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. I believe the next resident, unless anyone has anything else on the flooding issue, was a school board member, was it Brian Carlton? Yeah, I mean, just to sum up, I believe I did mention about the school board raising taxes for the past so many years, and I was not in favor for raising the taxes for the township. There is a lot of people on fixed incomes, and I did not want to see us raise taxes along with the school board to affect residents that are on the fixed incomes. I don't believe I was quoted saying anything about how they spend their money. As a taxpayer myself, I'm not always that excited to see the bill from the school district every year, and they're raising our taxes under the basically legal minimum without having it on a referendum ballot. So that was my statement. I am fine, open with meeting with the school board to discuss maybe issues with the community. But that's my opinion on it. I don't know if any other board members have comments.
And then Ms. Carlton had reached out to me this week as well. And as you guys know, I've been pushing for an inter-governing body relationship between the district and the township. So I appreciate the invitation, and I would gladly attend and do some kind of get-together meeting, whether it's at one of our meetings or one of their meetings. But I appreciate the open line of communication from the district.
Any other board comments? All right.
So I've also had the opportunity to speak with individual members of the school board. I reach out to them personally on numerous occasions, especially Brian, Brian Carlton. And, I feel that any time we can all get together as a group and try to do something for the public is a great idea. However, I do worry about quorums and official business and Sunshine Act. I think we would have to see the legalities of the both boards meeting at the same time there.
Any other board comments? All right. Moving on, approval of meetings minutes for the special meeting 11/12/2020.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. For the regular meeting 11/18/2020.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Payment of bills.
Make a motion to pay vouchers 8,946 through voucher 9,020.
Second?
I do have an additional bill that I'd like to put in for payment by the end of the year. It's $11,000 to Shoddy Landscaping for the demolition of 8601 Liberty Avenue, which would be voucher 9021.
All right, I would just need a motion to amend that voucher number, so it would be voucher number 8946 to voucher number 9021. And we just need a motion to, I guess, to add that to the agenda.
I make a motion we add voucher number 9021 to the agenda.
And I'll second that also.
Any discussion? All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. At this time, we would take any public comment if anyone's interested on comment on voucher number 9021.
So that is the house that went up for demolition? Right.
Yes, it's up and it's down on Liberty
Okay.
Avenue, yes.
Have we ever successfully gotten in touch with the owners?
No.
Are we gonna send them a bill for 11,000?
What we do is we lien the property. So if the property sells, we reclaim the lien.
Okay, so we can definitely get that money back. So basically, we've paid up front only to get that money back in the event that we get that lien.
Correct. I mean, that's
Okay.
about the only way we can protect ourselves.
Roger, okay, thank you.
All right. It's on the agenda now if anyone would want to make a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve vouchers 8946 through 9021.
I'll second that.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Staff reports, Public Works report. Any questions on Director Albert's Public Works report?
Just like to thank all our township drivers today for their efforts in keeping our roads clear.
Yes, I'd like to second that also. I saw the road department out today in force, and I'd like to thank them for risking their safety and everything for the safety of others.
Yeah, job well done there, Public Works, really appreciate it. Thank you, stay safe.
I appreciate that. I would agree with that. Public Works Department doing a great job under difficult weather conditions. Park Recreations report, Mr. Miller's report. Anything for Director Miller?
Again, I just want to say thank you for the upcoming light show scheduled for Norwin, and again for Norwin's collaboration with the township for that. The popularity of that event is so large that they actually added an additional time slot to it. So thanks, Dan, for putting that together for the community.
Anything else on Park and Rec? All right, police report. Anything for Chief on his report? All right, emergency management report. All right, plan and engineering and zoning report. Anything for Director Fonzie? Any questions on the fire officials report? And there is no subdivision and land development applications this month as well. The Solicitors Report, Solicitor Alexander.
Thank you. There are 3 action items on the Solicitor's Report for this month. First is action to adopt proposed ordinance number 9 of 2020 for the Township of North Huntington, County of Westmoreland, affixing various tax rates for the year 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All right, just let the record reflect there is no tax increases for North Huntington Township for this year. We have a first and second. All those in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Roll call. Manager Silka.
Commissioner Stump.
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood.
No.
Commissioner Blasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Zona.
Yes.
Commissioner Gass.
Yes.
Commissioner Higas.
Yes. Let the record reflect 5 yeas, 1 nay. Commissioner Atwood.
Next on the Solicitor's Report is an action to adopt proposed ordinance number 10 of 2020 for the Township of North Huntington, County of Westmoreland, adopting the 2021 budget and providing provisions for amending the 2021 budget.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Roll call vote. Manager Silka.
Commissioner Stump.
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood.
No.
Commissioner Blasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Zona.
Yes.
Commissioner Goss.
No.
Commissioner Higas.
Yes. Let the record reflect that passes 4-2. Commissioner Gass and Atwood are noes.
The final action item on the Solicitor's Report is an action to adopt proposed ordinance number 11 of 2020 for the Township of North Huntington, County of Westmoreland, electing to amend its police pension plan administered by the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement System.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
That concludes the Solicitor's Report. Just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Township Manager's Report. Manager Silka.
Okay, the first is action to approve the November check register.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
The November 2020 budget report is provided for your review. The next is action to approve changes to Chapter 5 of the North Huntington Township Policies and Procedure Manual, Group Medical Insurance.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Next is action to approve the changes to Chapter 6 of the North Huntington Township Policies and Procedure Manual, Vacation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Second to Commissioner Blasco. Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Nay.
Roll call vote. Manager Silka.
Commissioner Stump.
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood.
Yes.
Commissioner Blasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Zona.
Yes.
Commissioner Goss.
No.
Commissioner Higas.
Yes. Motion passes 5-1. Commissioner Goss as a no.
The next is action to approve the changes to Chapter 6 of the North Huntington Township Policies and Procedure Manual, Personal Leave.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Next is action to approve a resolution repealing and replacing Appendix A of the Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance.
Motion to
Motion to
approve.
approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Next is action to approve the 2021 salary and wage resolution.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Just let the record reflect, salary, wage, and resolution. I believe there was no salary increases for this year with 2021.
Correct.
Any other board discussion? All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Next is action to approve the 2021 salary scale resolution.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by voting aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
The next is action to publish for adoption and schedule for a public hearing an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance to allow for backyard chickens.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed?
No.
No.
Roll call. Manager Silka.
Commissioner Stump.
No.
Commissioner Atwood.
Yes.
Commissioner Blasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Zona.
Yes.
Commissioner Goss.
No.
Commissioner Hygus.
Yes.
That is all I have this evening.
All right. That motion passes 4-2. Any further board comments?
Just like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate this time of year, and hopefully your 2021 is better than your 2020.
Amen.
I think probably the whole board could echo that. Everyone have a happy holiday season and stay safe. Any other board comments?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Meeting adjourned at 7:31. Board held a quick executive session before the meeting to talk about legal matters.